Strike while the iron is hot. This would be the modern day strike while the iron is hot. This to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about this expression, striking when the iron is hot. Now, I was going to have steam smoking out of this, but I figured I'd burn myself and I'd better not. I actually had to go looking for the iron because I'm moving and everything's chaotic. I'm like, where the heck's the iron? I wish I had one of the poker iron things. I actually have one of those, I think out in my garage, but I didn't want to go digging for that. So, good morning. Striking while the iron is hot. How do you use this expression, this idiom to supersize and grow your business? I like to hop on every morning and talk about a different word, a different phrase, a different idiom or expression that we use all the time in usually the English language, since I'm in America, and talk about what does it mean and how can I use that to trigger my thinking and think about my business in a different way, in a different light. Because whenever we look at something from a different perspective, it opens our mind, and the more we open our mind and are flexible, the more opportunities we see for running and supersizing and growing our business. Today, striking while the iron is hot is an expression from ancient times. It goes back, of course, to the blacksmith time, when blacksmiths knew that in order to form metal, the hotter you got it, if it was red, poker hot, that was when you could mold it and form it and strike it into the shape or the form that you wanted. And Geoffrey Chaucer, back in the 1300s, among other English poets and authors, wrote about striking while the iron is hot, taking advantage of a situation or opportunity when it is most favorable, when you're probably going to get the results that you want or the best possible results because you act at the right time. Being in the right time at the right place would be, or knowing the right people would be other versions of, or other ways of looking at striking when the iron is hot. Now, how do you strike when the iron is hot? Well, first and foremost, you have to know and see opportunities and trends. You have to be aware. You have to pay attention to what's going on around you in your industry and in other industries and events and in society and in the world nowadays. You have to just pay attention and be aware. So you have to be open-minded and be looking for different opportunities and different things that would allow you to strike while the iron is hot. Take advantage of opportunities to share your products and services with more people or with a different group of people. The other thing you need to do is you need to be prepared. I think of preppers and people that are always prepared with their boogie bags or their escape hatches or whatever. When my kids were little, I always was prepared. I always had a bag in my car. I literally had a bag in my car with, emergency things, treats and water and blankets and anything we would need in case of an emergency. I had the same thing in my house, in my pantry, in case the power went out when we had a storm. I just was prepared. I had things prepared to take care of my little humans and myself in the case of an emergency. So be prepared. Be ready to take advantage of opportunities that come your way, that show up for your business. And that'll be different for each of our businesses, what we need to do to be prepared. Some of us just need to be open-minded and be willing to partner with people and do things as trends and opportunities show themselves. And otherwise, it might be huge things. You might have to have emergency action plans to be prepared, for example. A lot of organizations and bigger corporations, we always have, and I still do in my small businesses, emergency action plans. What would I do if my computer broke down? What would I do if my cell phone broke down? What would I do if I lost a key member of my team? I always have a plan or a backup plan in case something happens. This is the same as having an emergency action plan. Is the same thing we should do with respect to striking while the iron is hot. Being able to take advantage of opportunities that are in the best interest of our business in the direction we want to go. Maybe a new industry or new vendor or new supplier comes online and you want to switch to and work with them. It could be anything depending on what your business is. The other thing you want to keep in mind with respect to striking while the iron is hot is have a quick yes-no decision-making process in place so that you're not, every time an opportunity comes up, having to spend a week deciding whether it's the right opportunity for your business or not, and then the opportunity passes you by and you miss the opportunity to strike while the iron is hot because it took too long to make a decision. So many of us commiserate, and I don't anymore, but I used to, and take too long to make decisions that we miss out on the opportunities that come our way. And to make sure that you don't do that, set up an advanced criteria and decision-making process so that when an opportunity reveals itself, you can very, very quickly act either yes or no. No if it's not in your best interest or if it's not the right time. Yes if it is something for you and you don't miss the opportunity because you can act and make a decision quickly. Now, I have a very simple decision-making process now, and it used to be more complicated, but now it's like, I know what my big goal is, my big vision. I know where I'm taking my organization. If the opportunity reveals itself and it moves us toward that, and I have the time, money, energy, and resources, and it's a yes, and those are things that I can set up ahead of time and have criteria. If it meets these criteria, it's an automatic yes. If it meets these criteria but not these, then it's we have to do X, Y, Z to decide if we're going to do it or not. But I can do that very, very quickly. If an opportunity reveals itself, I can decide immediately or within a couple of hours for sure whether it's going to be a go or no go for me and for my company and for my business. It didn't used to be that way. It used to take me weeks, and then we'd miss opportunities because other people would have swooped in and already acted when we were being slow to act. So, again, it's to strike when the iron is hot, to supersize and grow your business. Pay attention to trends. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Be prepared. Have your version of a boogie bag ready so that you can act quickly. Whatever tools or resources or people you need to be able to pull together quickly to take advantage of an opportunity, make sure that they're like on call or at the ready when something arises that you can strike while the iron is hot. You can take advantage of it. And finally, have a very quick decision-making process so that it doesn't take, a committee of 12 people 3 months to decide whether your company is going to go in this direction or not. And as you get bigger and more red tape enters your organization, sometimes that happens. But I like to have, no matter how big my company gets, a side group that can make these decisions quickly, or that, there's just 2 or 3 of us that if it's a group decision, we're going to make that decision quickly. We're not going to go to committee. We're not going to spend months deciding. We're going to just go or no go. And that's how you strike while the iron's hot. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Do you believe that opportunities come and then they're lost forever? Or do you know that there's always going to be more opportunities coming your way? Do you have a process? Are you prepared? Do you have the ability in your organization right now to strike while the iron is hot? Yes or no? If not, start getting prepared today so that you can take advantage of these opportunities and trends and things that can give you really good quick bumps in your bottom line. That's it. Go out and make it an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Go strike while the iron is hot.